Good to even great agents are less than average in copywriting, while the elite agents are obsessed with it. And I know this in working with large brokerages and large teams with multi-million dollar marketing spends. They understand that every choice that people make is based on the words that they hear and the words that they read. And so to get the maximum return on ad spend, they are obsessed with copywriting. Where if you look at our industry, you'll find that even great agents are very average in their copywriting. So that's number one. Number two, when doing video, your video alone is not enough to have an impact. Number three, what I'm going to share with you are two must-have tools in your video and copywriting arsenal. And number four, I'm going to share with you at the very end a little trick that's going to help you get way more engagement and eyeballs. And it's not just some, when I come with a trick, it's something that I've tested and have implemented, and when I share it with you, you have been a witness to it, and it's going to help you get more eyeballs and get more engagement. Hey everyone, it is John Cheplak, and it's kind of weird because it's my bedtime with this time change. I start at 2:55 a.m. on the phones tomorrow. It's light out. I guess I need to get my bedroom dialed in with darkness. But in the meantime, thought I'd come to you with a little video here. So number one, I want to come back to, and again, it's from sitting in masterminds outside of our industry with people that are spending $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a day on Facebook, on a video ad, one video ad, all kinds of entrepreneurs. See, I have a responsibility in the work that I do to go sit in rooms, just like anyone that wants to get better, is sit in rooms with people that do things beyond what are, what I'm doing, beyond the ad spends that the people I work with are doing, because the bottom line is it doesn't matter what industry you're in. The principles are universal. We're all dealing with humans, okay? It's just general marketing principles. And so, but coming back then into our industry in the real estate business, you look at, we've got teams that working with 7-digit plus marketing budgets and profiting, okay? We have large brokerages that I'm working with multi-million dollar marketing budgets. And here's what they know. You can throw money at the market, but I don't want to I don't want to throw dumb money, okay, at the marketplace. What we want is a return, okay? We want our ROI, return on investment. We want a return on engagement also. And so that's why it's so critical. Like there are times in just one post where we have spent 3 or 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours. See, most people won't do that. That's mastery. But that's why I get to work with the sliver. Okay, that small group. People think they just do billboards. You don't know the time and the brilliance that these people, that they've acquired over time. I'm not saying I'm the magic guy that shows up and I make everyone millions of dollars. By no means. It's the one message I always want to get clear. It's not I'm the magic coach. I'm fortunate enough to ride along with them. I do my best to stay out in front and be another pair of eyes, and that's the truth to it. But what I do know is in this interaction, as we collaborate, as we partner, we're obsessed with the words that we write. We're obsessed with the words that we say so that we get that ROI. Don't be lazy with your copywriting. Number two, what I'd mentioned to you, your video alone is not enough to get a return, to get engagement, to get eyeballs. It is not enough. Think about this for a minute. Pay attention to the statistics. What is it, 80%? And I hear all kinds of varying ones, and someone may have a more recent statistic, and listen, wonderful, awesome. I'm not the guru genie of it, but here's what I found. I found that at least 80% of all videos on Facebook are watched with the sound off. So let me ask you this. How critical are the words that you write with that copy? I'll share another little trick with you too. Let me stop there. The words you write are critical. 100%. You can't just if a video is watched with the sound off and you just throw a video up of 80% of them, what good was your video? Think about that. Okay? And even if you're going a quick tip on Facebook Live, number two, at least have a hook to get people to engage. But here's the thing that I want to share with you, and I'll take you inside of what we discover every single day, working inside these organizations, looking at the dollars they're spending, the return that they want. Okay? The dollars they're spending, the return they want, the profit they want to generate. We're not just into top line and we hit so many units. We're in for-profit businesses. Many teams, many brokerages, I know. Profit? Yeah. No, they hide behind the top line number, but that's for a whole other discussion. Okay? So here's the thing that has to happen is this. First of all, you need to know the Facebook environment. It's an interrupter platform. It's not a seeker platform. Okay? People go to Google, they seek. In the Facebook environment, you've got to interrupt people. So your video isn't going to be enough. Sure, video is one of the things that people like to engage with. There's curiosity to it. But if you don't have a hook with it, at least at a minimum, what are your opportunities? I mean, don't be lazy. At least put a hook up there, a bold statement, open a loop of curiosity that's going to interrupt people, that's going to get people to stop the scroll and engage. Okay, so think about that. The second piece, when you look at an interrupter platform, and think about this as you go and look, in the old days of website days, and maybe still today too, it's, is your copy above the fold? Is the call to action above the fold? Well, not in the social rules of engagement. In the social rules of engagement on Facebook, again, you're looking at an interrupter platform. And so think about this. It's the open loop principle in marketing, okay? So you write copy. Well, I only want a couple lines, so it's above the video, it's above the image. Well, okay. Well, how about this? 2 or 3 lines above and then a hyperlink, see more. See, it opens a loop of curiosity. It's the open loop principle. Now, how long should the copy be? Well, I'll tell you a little story from inside our group, okay? As long as you want it to be. We have right now documented, and of course I'll keep it inside our group because I've got to respect that. But I'm just sharing with you, we've got someone right now that wrote an encyclopedia of copy, took every single bit of the copy, okay, of everything that was said in the video, long copied it, okay, and right now documented $990 ad spend with $110,000 return in 45 days. In 45 days. And here's the cool part. Is that people that are on this video, they are in my elite inner circle and they've seen it. And so, a lot of times people like to throw numbers out there that aren't real. Well, it's real, folks. And the copy is long. You've got to have, so you've got to have long copy. Your video alone, I mean, A, a hook, but B, I just want to express to you, long copy. Now, here's the next thing with your copy is the aesthetics of it's critical. Death by emoji, relax a little bit. Are emojis good to use? Sure. But this death by emoji, it's like you ambush people. Here's what has to happen is you've got to have white space. Sometimes you'll see, if you look at my copy, you look at copy, any of you that are familiar with who some of my clients are, look at the spacing of it. White space pulls the eyes in. Marketing 101. What happens is this, is when you have a paragraph jammed together, and again, we're talking about copy with a video because 80%, I want to remind you, 80% or more of videos are watched with the sound off. You better have something that's going to hook them and keep them reading, okay? The next piece is you need to get people reading downhill. Let me say that again. That's how copywriting works. You want people to read downhill. Well, how do we, it's like walking downhill versus walking uphill, all right? So you want people to keep reading. Well, if you come out with your copy with a thick paragraph, the unconscious brain says that's a lot of work and it stops and it bounces. It bounces off your copy. Well, why is that important? Because the longer and the more of my copy that someone consumes, my content that someone consumes, it makes deeper psychological and emotional bonds. It creates greater connectivity. Okay, and I think that's what we're in the eyeballs business. The problem is many of you get eyeballs, but then you don't get engagement. Okay, and then you don't make those deep psychological and emotional bonds that get people to do the good old days, know, like, and trust. So then you don't have to sell, right? Because they've consumed so much of your value-based copy. Okay. The next natural step is for them to choose you. So look at your spacing of your copy. Don't death by emoji, people, okay? Relax a little bit on that. Number 3, here are 2 critical tools that you must have in your video and your copywriting arsenal. These are the tools you've got to have. Number 1, rev.com. Take your video, after you've done the video, put it into Rev or any other transcribing type of software. It's going to transcribe out all the copy. Then what you've got to do, because it's voice to computer, you've got to do some editing with it, naturally. Get the editing right, but here's the ninja trick. I want to share with you something right now, a big mistake that we make, and I am at times, listen, by no means perfect. At times I am a victim of this. At times I'm very specific in it because I want to work with just a certain group of people, okay? And so I want where I talk to, what I focus on, to meet them where they're at, okay? Meet people where they're at. And it's not that, who I work with, who you work with is better than anyone else's. I'm just clear. That's another, just a side note. Who's your avatar? Could you define to me who is your avatar? Who are you focused on? Because how can you get your copy right? How can you get your message right? Okay, when you don't know who your ideal customer is, when you don't know exactly who you're talking to. See, everyone's going wide and they don't get deep. When you go wide, you have to throw money at the market. Okay, I want to be a sniper. I don't want to be a shotgun. When you're a shotgun, the ad spend goes up, 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 the churn, the turnover in whatever business you're in. See, we're all in the same business. Sure, I may be a coach. I'm in the enrollment business. You're a team leader. You're a real estate broker. You're a real estate manager, a real estate agent. Leaders are in the enrollment business. They're enrolling agents to join them. These principles are universal. Okay? The real estate agents are going out enrolling buyers and sellers. Copywriting is universal. How we use video is universal. Having an ideal customer that you focus in on so you get your message right. See, message to market match. Message to market match. These are the differentiators in getting a return on your ad spend and getting a return on engagement. Okay? And growing a business responsibly and having it actually be predictable. See, the words you say, the words people read, okay, is what their choices are based on. So, know this, the second tool, the best copywriting is about 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade level. There's varying thoughts on that. I've sit in, numerous masterminds, but the one that I hear, is about 2nd or 3rd grade level. I bet it'd be really interesting if you took a look at the grade level you're writing in, because what we do, and again, I can catch myself doing it probably when I shouldn't. We want to sound smarter. We all do. Okay, we want to sound sophisticated. And sophisticated has its context, but you need to be really cautious in copywriting. Okay, because if it takes too much for the unconscious brain to process it, they're going to bounce off your copy. So here it is. It is called the Hemingway app. It is not actually an app. It's hemingwayapp.com. So here's the progression. And I can tell you from my clients to me personally, I don't get into telling people what I make or this or that, but I can tell you this. My return on investment is laughable because I nail my copy. Am I perfect? No, let me define nailing my copy. I'm obsessed with it. I'm studying it. I'm wanting to get better at it. I'm watching what people engage in, what they don't engage in. Okay, so what the Hemingway app does is you take your copy, so you go to hemingwayapp.com, you'll take your copy from your transcribed video. Because remember, long copy with your video is really, really critical, right? Proven. So now you're going to take that copy from your video and you're going to plug it into a program that lets you know how many sentences are too complicated to read. They're going to let you know how many sentences are run-on sentences. They're going to let you know what grade level you write at, and you can edit right within the editor. And now you have a great piece of copy. But the problem is we just want to throw a video up. And maybe we'll throw a little copy on it. Well, you can stay great, or you can stay good, and that's fine. And I'm not saying where you're at is right or wrong, but I'm in the business of helping people expand their business and expand their business in a way where they're not having to spend more money, where they can actually spend the same amount of money or less, get a higher return. And also, if you can leverage yourself in these environments of copywriting and how you're doing your marketing, ultimately, leverage creates greater free time. Leverage hopefully will generate more revenue so you can do some really neat things in your free time. So that's the reason I share them with you. I mean, wherever you're at, if you want to do a little bit, hey, you want to make a whole bunch of money and have the same amount of time, awesome. Put these principles in play. Whatever it is. But, I think that we all have a desire to be better. I can share. It's why I'll share with people everything that I coach other coaches, okay? I'll share with people, here's the playbook. But there's these nuances. Well, I'm doing video. Well, I've got a Facebook group. Well, I've got this. I've got that. Yeah, but your copy sucks. Well, I'm doing video. Yeah, but you got calls to action everywhere. You're the ding-dong, you're the loser at the party that's always in everyone. You're at the cocktail party. The one, hey, here's what I do. Buy something from me. It's all of these tiny hinges that swing big doors. See, to do more, to have more, to experience more freedom, more revenue, more sales, it's little tiny things. People ask me, what do you say in this call? What do you, how's that person think, or what do they do? Man, they look at the tiny little things, and that's what I really want you to capture. It's the tiny little things, okay? That's it. It's the tiny little things. Final piece is this, the little trick that it's been a little case study. Think about this. People talk about distraction. Our superpower is focus. It just truly is. If you look at everything, peel everything back, take every real estate agent on the planet and say, you know what, I'm not going to train you for 90 days. No more training. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on your focus, okay? I'm going to focus on your focus. And I'm going to tell you something, their business would blow up. You give me 12 people that are not allowed to have training. No questions answered. They just have to go out, be committed, and stay focused. Those two things. You can have a group of agents. You can't measure their focus. You can't hold them accountable. Nothing. You can train the daylights out of them. You can give them every script and dial and objection handle. I'm going to smoke you. I just am. Because commitment, my group will win. My group will win. Commitment, okay, and focus wins every time because we're highly distracted. So I want eyeballs. I'm competing. I'm going to spend more money here. I'm going to target there. No. I'm going to go into the red ocean where there's sharks and I'm competing with everyone, but I'm going to do a little better. Hell no. I know that human beings, when they get into their day, and I'm going to give it to you right here, are distracted. Just email, text, phone calls, messenger, all this stuff going on. I want to be the first distraction. So any of you who've paid attention, or if you look back on my timeline, go look back. It's right there for you on my timeline, okay? I go Facebook Live typically before 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How come? Because I know that people have not gotten in the distraction of their day. I want to be the first distraction. You should too. You should too. If you know your avatar, then get your message right. Be the first distraction. Be the first person. And now, how am I the first distraction? Well, I want that notification when Facebook Live goes up. Okay? Boom. Up at it early. People that are online are getting notified, right? You're that first engagement. And then you get that engagement on your live because Facebook rewards. The number one post Facebook's going to reward is a live. It's pretty simple. The algorithm rewards it. So, line yourself up in the tiny hinges, not just, I need to spend more money or I need to this or that. It's the little details that help you win and win big, win massively. So just to recap real quick, good to great agents are average at best in their copywriting. Average at best, okay? It's getting dark on me. Hey, I'll be able to get to sleep tonight at a good early hour. Elite agents are obsessed. Your video, number 2, your video alone is not enough. It's not enough, okay? You've got to have copy with it. You've got to have good copy. And you've got to have a hook with your video, Okay, either open a loop of curiosity with a question in that initial copy, or do a dog whistle, call out, make a bold statement that talks to your avatar. Okay, and then the lighting's not going to change much here, is it? Yeah, it's going to get darker. Okay. Anyways, number three, that's a three. Two tools you got to have, man. Rev.com and HemingwayApp.com. And number four, go Facebook Live, 8 a.m. Eastern time. And listen, when I say Facebook Live, if your chicken feathers come out, listen, you're going to let, okay, it's the number one rewarded post on Facebook. Basically what you're saying, if you don't want to go Facebook Live, is you're saying that, you know what other people think, I'm going to let that get in the way of my dreams. That's it. It's the only reason people don't do video. What other people think. And I'll tell you something. It's not that you're afraid. It's not that you're connected enough to one thing. I'm not talking about a big why. Connect yourself to one thing that moves you. Listen, I'm crystal clear. I'm crystal clear to the things that I'm connected to. What I get to do is a privilege, but it's just a vehicle to do the things. Everything you do in a work environment, sure, it should be something you're passionate about, you love, you want to really give to people and contribute to people. But for it to endure, it's got to be connected to something that's going to really strike a chord of emotion in you. It's really going to move you, because then you will do the things like get up at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, for me, so that I'm on a phone call, a coaching call at 2:55 a.m., dialed in and focused, delivering at a high level, not dreading it, being excited, okay? Always bridge. It's the science and the art. The science is the work that we have to do, okay? That's the head. But without the heart in it, you can have willpower, and it can push you, and it can pull you through, but it's not going to endure. You got to have your heart in it, and everything's got to be connected emotionally, because the heart chooses, the mind justifies. The heart's what you can go to. The willpower is a muscle, okay? The muscles get sore. That heart, yeah, I know the heart's a muscle, but heart is also a hormone-releasing machine. Always remember that. You look at people when they describe when people do something really big or amazing, some great accomplishment. They've got an amazing heart. They put their heart in it. So just remember that. I hope you found these helpful. It's not just good old theory out there. It's stuff that works, that can change your business, change your game, change your life. Love you all. Peace.